afternoon and welcome to the Living Well program. You can find us here every Wednesday at 1 p.m. on KATB 89.3 in Anchorage, as well as KJLP 88.9 on Palmer. You can also listen live online at katb.org. Also, be sure to check out our Facebook page at Living Well Radio, or please download our podcast, which is available on iTunes. Just search for Living Well and provide us some feedback. Give us some reviews. The more reviews we get, the better it works on iTunes.
The better we are. The better we are.
That's right. So we appreciate you taking time out of your Wednesday to join us here. And we've got a great show planned for you as I
Yes, we do.
Tone out the music here. I kind of like rocking out to it, though. You know,
with the sun shining, that's the kind of music we need.
That's right. That's right. It's good beach music, huh?
Oh, let's don't even go there. You know, we were checking on the process of airline tickets to Hawaii a little while ago.
Just for fun. Just
for fun.
I mean, what if? What if? What if we
Uh-huh.
just left tomorrow? Haven't you dreamed of doing... Let me introduce our guests so they can pipe into this conversation, because this is good. We have got 907 moms joining us today. We've got Ashley and Emily joining us, and they're going to just talk about this ministry, how they got started in it, what they've got coming up, and all of the good things. But let's first talk about Hawaii.
Yeah, absolutely.
All day. All day.
So what would it be like? I don't know. What would it be like
If
to
you
pack
took your
up and
show
go?
on the road,
Ooh,
Could we get a tax write-off?
Oh, my goodness. For sure. For sure. If we actually had income, that would matter. You know.
I mean, could we do it at the Halikoa or the Hawaii Hilton? Would they let us do a show there?
Oh, that
I mean,
would be
they
the
always
beach
have these
is public
vendors.
access, so that's free.
This is true. But what if we could just sit down around the lanai and just do this?
Yeah.
Every day.
With our Yetis.
My,
Now, let me clarify. A Yeti is not some beach drink, because somebody might think that's what we're talking about. A Yeti is actually a very cool microphone.
Yes, it is.
And those are the things we get excited about.
Learning something new.
You know, we just don't want to leave things for question. They'll be talking
That's
about Cammie
right.
and Betty with their Yetis and have no idea what that means. I mean, we're not going to talk about the squirrel.
No.
We're just going to talk about
the Yetis. But
No clue.
would that just be so much fun?
Oh, it would.
I mean, we could just find all kinds of things to talk about, and it would smell so good.
I've always wondered what it would be like just to walk in an airport and just be like, okay, what's departing? Where can I go?
And
do it.
have no luggage and buy all of your clothes when you get there.
Oh my goodness.
What would that be
I'm
like?
on board for that trip.
as
be a
long as
blast?
there's no kids either.
Yeah, exactly. That's on my bucket list. Okay.
Oh, they're in
We
here
just,
tearing the
We just
studio
lost
apart.
a microphone. We'll just get that fixed right back up. So, Betty, tell us what's been going on with you lately.
With me? Well, I got my RV fixed, and so I'm wanting to go camping. I did go camping once.
Are you applying some of those RV There tips? Have you been thinking about how you can
Yes.
implement some of those?
I actually did one of them. I did the ice cream cone with the raspberries and the marshmallows and the chocolate.
Did you really?
Delish. And if y'all don't know what we're talking about, go to iTunes or YouTube and look for Cornerstones RV There Yet Part 2.
Yes.
And they'll tell you all about it.
It was
so I
good,
did
huh?
do that, yes.
Wow, that's cool.
My grandkids did it. They all had fun with it.
Where's our picture
I don't think I
for
took
living
any.
well?
Did I take any? I don't think I did.
No, because all of ours were caught on fire.
Well, some of them burned. You know, it is kind of a trial and error. You've got to figure out how long to leave it laying there. But the ones that didn't burn were delicious. I'm just saying. They were so good. And my grandkids loved it. They would just scoop it out and eat it.
Really?
It was really good.
Oh, that's fun that you tried that.
I did.
Love it.
It was good. I guess we have to talk about the show today. Huh?
Okie dokie.
All right, we can talk about Hawaii all day.
We do have a good show, though.
Yes. So, Ashley, tell us a little bit about yourself. It's been a while since you've been in the studio.
Yeah. So I'm Ashley. I'm married. Been married for, I think, 11 years. We have a 2-year-old son and another one on the way.
Wow.
Woohoo!
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. And Emily, tell us a little bit about yourself as well.
My name is Emily. I've been married for 12 years. Long 12 years.
Yeah.
And I have a wonderful husband and a 4-year-old son.
Very good. So if you guys can just kind of take turns and tell us, how did you get started? What is 907 Moms? Let's start there.
907 Moms is a mom's group, a Christian mom's group that meets at ABT. every other Friday in the fall. And we're a group that just encourages wives and mothers to examine God's purpose for their lives and excel in being godly wives and mothers. And we have childcare, and we fellowship and eat, and just it's a place to go, a judgment-free zone.
So 907 Moms, it's my understanding, that has replaced a ministry once called MOPS, Mothers of Preschoolers. So it's not for just moms of preschoolers anymore, right? I mean, it tends to be that's kind of the collected crowd, but it's really open to any mom. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Any mom, any age mom, any mom with any age kids. It's very, very open. We kind of just took the idea that MOPS had, but we wanted to make our own curriculum. So that's really where 907 Moms got its start. Mm-hmm. So it's very similar to the MOPS format, if any of your listeners are aware of what that is. Okay. Very similar to that. Just, we like to do our own thing.
Uh-huh. And you've got speakers and people that come and just share different things about life and motherhood and wifehood and kind of all things
Sometimes
woman.
They share things that have nothing to do with that.
Okay.
Sometimes it's just a for fun thing.
Yeah.
And
okay.
So, yeah.
Very
we just
good.
kind of try to diversify what we have going on so that it's not monotonous and you're not always talking about your struggles. You're talking about fun things and things that you like and really rediscovering what you as a person, not you as a mom, like.
Mm-hmm. I think it'd be safe to say that it's never boring.
It is never boring. We always have a good time. We laugh, we cry, we get to meet new friends and grow our relationships spiritually.
So how would a mom join this?
Come and register with us on our Drive-Thru and Register Day, August 17th, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. You can also register on our first meeting or any meeting that you come to. You can come anytime during the year. It's not a Bible study that you need to be at every week to be involved.
So you say drive-through, and I'm picturing Pilates drive-through.
That's about what it is.
Yeah, so talk to us about that. Why the drive-through?
Honey. Well, first off, you mentioned Pilates. We will have free coffee and free cookies that we hand out to anybody who comes through it. Why drive-through? Because who wants to get their kids out all the time, especially if you have, I was going to say more than one, but really any of them,
right,
is a hassle to get in and out of car seats. And so it's just, you drive through, we hand you the clipboard that has the registration work on it. We hand you coffee and we make it for you how you like, except it's not lattes or mochas, it's just coffee. We have cookies for you and your kids if you allow your kids to have cookies. And yeah, it's just a really easy and simple way. It takes maybe 5 minutes out of your day. And especially if you're already over on the east side, it's not going to take much time at all. And then that way at the first meeting, you can really just come sit down and enjoy it and not have to stand in line waiting for paperwork, waiting to find seats. And
yeah. And so just to give our listeners kind of an idea of the size of this ministry, because it's a good sized ministry. It's not too big, but it's not, in its incubator stage anymore either. You have quite the leadership team. How many women do you have serving currently on your leadership team?
Our leadership team is a team of 16 this year, which is great. We have a great group of ladies. We just actually had our retreat and planned the year, and we're just really excited. And like I said, we have wonderful ladies on our leadership team this year.
Mm-hmm. And does the leadership team consist of the mentor moms as well, or is that kind of an addition to the leadership team?
That's correct. Yes, we have 5 mentor moms this year. And the leadership team also includes our child care coordinator, Hester Sanders.
Oh.
She is our new child care coordinator this year, and she is wonderful. She will actually have curriculum for the children this year. So they will be going through a series. I'm not sure what that is yet, but it'll be wonderful.
And she's a certified teacher. Mm-hmm. So can't get much better than that. I mean, you're not just dropping your kids off to eat goldfish out of a Dixie cup. I mean, they're going to be getting something from this.
Right.
Yes.
That's
You'll be getting your
amazing.
money's worth and more from the child care this year.
Yeah.
What I
that
love
might be advertisement for you. Like, this is more than goldfish in a Dixie cup.
It is. And what I love about Hester is she really includes her whole family in it too. So she brings her older children in to help out with kind of corralling the
Is
the
that
younger
ever an
kids
answer to
and
prayer?
so much.
This has been a long time problem, even clear back when it was MOPS. I mean, it's just always kind of an issue. And there's been wonderful women that have stepped up to it.
Oh,
but,
yes.
There's only so long somebody can serve in that capacity or whatever.
Absolutely.
So-
And the great thing about ours is also we pay our child care workers. And so it's not just, we don't just ask you to do it as a ministry. We respect your time.
Wow.
And we're very happy that you're able to be there. And we want to show you that through monetary means.
Yeah.
So-
Well, and that's great.
Yeah.
That
Is it
great.
just open to ABT women?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We actually have a lot of people from other churches that come too.
So do you find that women from just the community in general that might be unchurched, do they tend to find 907 moms as well? Or is it probably more just kind of the church-going women?
I think we mostly have church-going women. They do come from the military base a lot. I get spread word of mouth there a lot. And because it was MOPS originally, we get a lot of military because they've been involved. But yes, they're usually church-going women already.
I remember someone
varies.
talking what happened last year during the drive-through registration. A lady had come to, I can't remember if she dropped her kids off at childcare or if she got applications to put her kids in school here. But as she was leaving, she heard the advertisement on the radio for the drive-through for 907 Moms. And she literally turned her car around, came back, and signed up for 907 Moms.
Really?
Yep.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. That's advertising at its best, huh?
Yes.
Yes.
And she
Very
shared
cool.
She shared that with all the women.
Really? So if each of you would just take a minute to share, like, what is the, what's one of the greatest things that you think you've gained by being a part of 907 Moms?
I'll go ahead and speak first. 'Cause I know for me, it's been community, just having, finding a real community of other moms, especially moms that have younger kids, younger boys, that can just rally around you when you're having rough days, tell you that you're not crazy for thinking the things that you are, just having, like I said, a community of people. We need a community of believers around us. You need a community of moms around you too when you're another mom, especially if you're a new mom or you have moms of young kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Emily?
Yeah, for me, definitely 907 Moms and MOPS, when I actually joined originally, was a great way for me to meet people here because I was new to Alaska and just getting plugged in with moms of faith, moms that had the similar beliefs as me and that were raising their kids similar to how I want to raise my son. It just meant a lot. And if I didn't get plugged into that group, I don't know, if we'd have the friendships that we have. And so it's been a great group. And like she said, anytime we struggle, we have each other to lean on because we're all going through the same things. So
Yeah, yeah. So, Betty, you included, all three of you ladies have a beautiful book in your hands. Tell us about this book and what it means to 97 moms.
Well, everybody on the leadership team is reading it because that is the direction that 907 Moms is going this year. But I haven't read all the book yet, so
Meaning
I'll let
like
them-
this
So-
is the theme?
Well, let me tell you a story, Cammie.
Okay. I love a good story.
How this all started, it was actually a year ago. And I was in Target, as any mom would be, at around 9:10 a.m. Yeah, that's about the right time. And I was just wandering through there because I had nothing better to do. And I came across their book section and I saw this book. And it's a beautiful book. And that's why I bought it, because it's pretty.
See, I'm a sucker for that too.
No other reason. And I had it in my cart. I was going to put it back. But I just felt like, I wanted something to read. This is pretty. It has, it mentions God occasionally. I just kind of flipped through it really quick, but mostly it was just pretty. So I read it, and I read it in 2 days. I was in tears. I was laughing, and it was just something that really spoke to my heart as a mom, as a Christian, and as a woman. And the book is called Grace, Not Perfection, Embracing Simplicity and Celebrating Joy. And it's all about just this journey of how to get away from chasing perfectionism and start finding joy in your everyday life.
Very good. That's a good message for young women.
Yeah. So we kind of decided to make it our theme for this year, grace, not perfection, and just putting on it just the emphasis that perfect, it doesn't equal worthy. Mm-hmm. That you can only find that in the Lord and through your relationship with him, and what he says is right and just, and what he says we should be chasing.
Well, and here's the deal. I mean, amongst women in general, Betty and I talk about this quite a bit on the show about, competition and how that just really tears down community. And there's several other things we've discussed that can do that as well. And so when I think about a title like this, Grace, Not Perfection, it's not only about receiving that and understanding that really, I'm never going to be perfect. I need to quit striving for that. But then also extending that to other women and understanding that they're in a growing place as well and giving them the grace during that time. And just how that creates and empowers community amongst women, which is so much needed.
Well, these women, they're all pretty much in the same boat. Most of these moms are not working, if I'm correct, and they're stay-at-home moms raising their children. They're lonely, and so it gives them a place to come to form a community, to be a part of this. And I am telling you, these girls are always holding each other's babies, allowing someone else to go through the line and eat with both hands, and they'll hold the babies, or they'll take turns sharing the babies, or they're always encouraging them and lifting them up. They make phone calls. They do play dates throughout the week. So it's not just those 2 meetings a month that occurs. It's I'm going to say a month-long, a year-long activities. And this grace, not perfection, I would have to say I see most of them live that out. They're constantly showing grace to each other all the time. I mean, always. And so understanding, and it's a no judgment zone. I mean, sometimes moms, they don't get there. They're 45 minutes late, and, it's just, and everybody's saying, it's fine. They help them get their kids settled. They help them get settled. They get them food. And so it's I would encourage any mom of any age child to come. You would feel so welcome and so loved.
I will say I was scared to come because of all of the reasons that she was just saying, and I started coming 2 years ago. But my experience with women and women's groups in particular had just been catty and very judgmental and very much about how you looked as opposed to who you are and what's going on in your life at that moment. And this wasn't like that at all. And I don't just say that because I'm part of the leadership team, because I wouldn't have stayed had it been like that at all.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and do you have anything to add to that, Emily?
Oh, no, we have women in heels and we have women in sweats. I mean, so
I'm glad you mentioned that. That's great. Yeah.
And nobody is judged based on what they look like when they come through those doors.
A lot of
anything, some of the moms are like, it's like, oh, you look like you might be struggling today. Let me help you. So
they have spit up on their shirts, or, they haven't had time to do their hair. I mean, but we've all been there.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. We were talking about this a little bit off air, but I think it's important just to bring up here because you mentioned heels and sweats. Okay, so not only do we not want to judge the woman that comes in sweats, but let's not judge the woman that comes made up in her heels and
Honey,
she's looking
if you want to look like a
darling.
Kardashian, that's all you. You do what you want. We're not going to judge you.
But it's very easy to do
It
that
is.
without even realizing
Yeah.
that you are. And, and I guess I just want to add to that because it's important to realize that some women were just raised to be like that. It's not that she's trying to attain anything or trying to put off anything like that. She just was simply raised in that kind of a generation, or whether her mother was that way. So,
Or I'm even like, sometimes for me, like that just makes me feel good when I'm having a bad day. If I can do my hair and put my makeup on, I'm not wearing heels, but I'll wear some nice clothes,
right.
But it makes me feel good on the inside sometimes. And I think that's okay too. And it's okay to do that.
Yeah, it's not that that's coming before her children and, I wish I had time to do that. I mean, we all make choices about how we spend our time, and maybe she's not on Facebook as much as you. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, let's just be real.
She'd rather do her hair than Snapchat.
See, I mean,
Actually.
isn't that really getting down to the real stuff that
Yes.
divides women?
Yes.
It truly does. And I have to say, I mean, I was able to attend a 907 Moms thing a few times when I was trying to fold in this young woman. And that was one thing I quickly observed, is just like you said, Betty, is that it really is the true essence of community. And I really could sense the love that you guys have for each other. And whether you be new or, you know, a long time comer, there was definitely that acceptance that was there. And it was awesome. It's really a beautiful ministry.
I think the fact that the leadership team has grown from 5 or 6 to 16 is pretty evident of the wonderful community they have there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that you have plans already for the year. Do you not have good plans? What's coming up? Tell me.
Well, in July, we have we do little summer play dates for our whole organization once a month. So this month, which was in June, we actually already had it, but we all went to the zoo together, which was complete chaos, but totally fun. Yeah. And then coming up on July 18th, we are going to go to Jewel Lake together from 11 to 1. We bring our own lunches. Everybody just sits together. We watch the kids play. And
do you have a Facebook page or a website or something?
Tell us.
Yes, we do have a Facebook page, 907 Moms. Like our page, please.
And so are all these events listed there?
They are listed on our Facebook page, yes. That's correct.
That's the other thing I've noticed, too, that you guys do a great job at making sure you communicate, you know, through Facebook. Do you use Instagram as well? Not so much.
No, Facebook.
No, it just became too much. Like you guys said, we're busy moms. And so we can keep up with one or we can keep up with 2 to 3 kind of, sort of. So we actually just decided at our leadership retreat to just stick with Facebook because that's where we were getting the most traction and the most notice. And that's where actually all of our members know to kind of congregate around and be involved there.
Good. I like that. We should adopt that, Betty. Let's do 1 well and 2 or 3 kind of, sort of.
I think we already do.
Oh, okay. Well, then we're doing fine. As soon as we feel the pressure to do all of that. But it is difficult.
Yes, it is.
Very difficult.
I can't. We were talking about it before they got here. It's just too much to keep up with.
It's kind of like if I reach one by exerting all my energy to do that, but I lose myself, you know, what have you really accomplished?
So I have a question for you guys.
Oh, gosh.
Whoa. That doesn't,
no.
wait a minute.
That's another show. That's another show.
No, it goes with this one.
That's
and
breaking
it
all
just,
the rules.
It
We
just
don't
came
get
to
the
my
questions.
mind. Well, what was your guys' struggle when you were had young kids? Because we're kind of in different generations at this point, and the struggles are really different.
That's true.
What was my struggle? I was a working mom. I worked full time and raised 4 kids, and it was hard to get everything done. You know, something had to suffer, and usually it was my poor husband. You know, he got the brunt of it. You know, when I was tired or whatever. But that was my hard thing. I couldn't work and take care of the kids and make sure their homework was done and the laundry and the house cleaning and the shopping and the cooking. I couldn't do it all in a good manner. Something suffered.
So you're saying you're not Wonder Woman?
I have never claimed to be Wonder Woman.
I don't know. I think Betty has an invisible cape.
Now, nowadays, I might be Wonder Woman. You know,
You're Wonder Nana.
I'm a Wonder Nana. I'll take that.
You know, as I reflect back on those years, we were in Fairbanks at the time, and I think that's one thing as I look back, you know, God really had a plan in that because it was still a very small town. There's not a lot of options of what to do. And so moms really did do a good job at creating community. And so I remember having a pretty good community when the kids were little. I struggle more with those things you just mentioned as my kids are older. So as I look back on when they were younger, I felt like I almost had it more together than I do now. That's weird. I never really thought about that. But boy, I feel stretched more thin now than I did then.
The other thing that I struggled with is I had no family around, too. Since he was in the military, we were constantly moving. But God was very faithful. He always put us in a good church, and I had good mentor women. Good mentors, always. But it's just, I definitely was no Wonder Woman then.
In fact, I would love to see 907 Moms. You know, I know you say it's for all ages of moms and kids, but, you know, it definitely attracts, you know, the non-working mom because she's available during the day and the preschoolers. But there's a real need for moms of teenagers and, you know, creating that conversation because it becomes a whole different animal. So
We would love to have moms of teenagers join us. They can speak wisdom to our younger moms, but we also have our mentor moms who can speak wisdom and just peace into the moms of these teenagers and just tell them, hey, you will survive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's good.
Like
So,
that.
Ashley and Emily, what do you see that moms are struggling with the most this day?
Prioritizing, putting their husbands first.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's one of my big struggles. I tend to do Jackson, which is my son, and then my husband's home now. Okay, but I'm just always focused on my son. I feel like, and I'm putting my husband first. That's a hard one, and I feel like a lot of women struggle with that. They also struggle with just being busy, just constantly feeling like they need to be busy when you can slow down and it's okay. And that's a lot of this book that we're going through. It talks about that a lot, about that you can say no to things. You don't have to be Superwoman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would just echo on that our generation seems to be the one that thinks that busy is best, and if you're not busy doing things, then you aren't worth anything. And years ago, Glenn Clary preached a message on Wednesday night, and I've never forgotten this one phrase that he said, that if Satan can't make you sin, he will make you busy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just something that's always stuck with me through that part. And I agree with Emily, putting your spouse before your children. So it's so easy for whatever reason to put all of your focus and your energy in your kids, because in a sense you think like, well, my husband can take care of himself. He can do this for himself. My child can't feed themselves. They can't use the bathroom by themselves yet. I'm busy doing all of this stuff.
What does that look like? What's a practical example of where you feel like, here's where women need to be putting their husband? Apply that to daily life. What does that look like?
I think that looks different for each husband. And I would really challenge women to ask them what it is. Ask your husband, what do you want me to do better? I can't do all of it. You can't do all of things better, but you can ask him what's one area that he would like to see you put him first in. I know for one woman, it was, she's on our leadership team, and she said her husband just wanted snacks out when he got home from work. Dinner didn't have to be made. The kids didn't have to be clean. The house didn't have to be clean, but he just wanted snacks. It could be cheese and crackers. Just put out some snacks for him. So it might be something as small as that. Another woman asked her husband what it would look like to him to have a clean house, and all that he cared about was that there was no shoes in the entryway.
Wow.
So here we are thinking a clean house is all of the walls are beached, the toilets are scrubbed, everything's put off of the kitchen counter, probably dinner's in the oven, there's nothing on the floors, and he just wants no shoes when he walks in.
Wow.
So
I remember asking my husband something similar, and what he wanted, he also wanted no shoes in the entryway, but also what he wanted was 20 to 30 minutes alone. He said, just let me have 20 to 30 minutes to decompress. He said, then I'm good to go. So we all knew when he came in the door just to leave him alone for a little while. And then he'd come and join the rest of us, and he was ours the rest of the evening.
These all seem like simple things, and all it took really is communication to get
Exactly.
those things. So that's probably the biggest thing, is just communicating with your husband.
and that's really the essence of putting them first, is just seeking what they think, in everything. I asked my husband about toilet training our son. Does he care? Nope. But I'm asking.
That's right. We had Pam Washington on a number of months ago, and she talks about how men have preferences, but the thing is they're pretty quiet about them. And so really, as wives, we need to be asking, what are your preferences? Whether it be what color to paint our toes, or, what's important to a clean house, those different things, but they don't tend to be very verbal about it, but we expect them to be, because we are. So I think that many women are very surprised by their husband's answers when they ask the question. So that's good. That's great.
I think that also just goes back to our theme, is that we're always chasing these perfect ideals of what it is that we think that we should have, and they want no shoes.
Yeah.
I think we have a few minutes left. Can you advertise your drive-through registration again?
So we have our drive-through and register, which you can come through the church parking lot, ABT church parking lot.
Will it be under the covered area
It
again?
will be under the awning in the front. We'll have signs, probably balloons as well. There'll be coffee, cookies. It's from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And we will... Yeah, August 17th. Did I say August 27th? Oh, okay. August 17th, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Also, if you pay for the first semester at the Drive-Thru and Register, you will be entered to win a $25 gift card, coffee gift card. So
Yes.
it's worth
Very
it
good.
just for that.
Mama loves coffee.
Yes, yes.
Where's the coffee card to? Do we know?
To be determined.
Okay,
yes,
it's a
that's to be
surprise. It's a surprise. Well, we want to thank you guys so much for joining us today and just talking to us about yourselves and this ministry.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, our pleasure. And we hope that our listeners will check you guys out again on Facebook at 907 Moms, where they can stay updated and current on all of the happenings. And we want to thank you for joining us for this episode of Living Well. And again, you can join us every Wednesday at 1 p.m. And we will see you next Wednesday.